Morning, colleagues, and thank you for the opportunity to share some thoughts with you. Colleagues, I'm going to share with you the energy internet conversation, very much a presentation that was delivered by Professor Rahman as visiting lecturer at University of Johannesburg. And I'm going to take you through some of the thoughts that he left with us in that presentation. Colleagues, we'll start with the Industrial Revolution. And again, very much mechanization driven in terms of trying to get much more available with minimum input and resources. And again, it's all driven by the growing human population. The energy internet, very similar to that of information flow, whereby information on the energy side can be distributed, shared, and decided upon. Again, we get into this field of Industrial Revolution 4.0 technologies, whereby digitalization comes to the forefront. And again, the emphasis here is to bring together the three worlds, the physical world, the digital world, and the virtual world. The mission of the energy internet is very much transactional, one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one. And again, the emphasis here... Sorry,
Pat, we can't see your slides.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been moving it on my side. My apologies. Thank you. Apologies. I'm going to share with you the conversation that was left with us by Professor Rahman during his visit to University of Johannesburg. And again, the starting point was that of Industrial Revolution, mechanization, and the ability to deliver much more with minimum output, minimum inputs, maximum outputs with minimum inputs. Again, we talk about the energy internet, the internet that would allow us to communicate with each other. And again, on the energy side, to go forward and make decisions. Again, based on digitalization, the technology portfolio comes to the forefront. The Internet of Things to bring together the three worlds, the digital world, the physical world, and the virtual world. And the emphasis here is on transactions between individual users, between the utility and many customers and the one utility. I've shaded them yellow and green. The top end is that of bilateral market, and the green one is that of competitive markets, the power exchange. How can that all come together? Again, moving from the conventional to that of the smart system and integrating the multiple flows between the various participants in the market. In terms of the players, we get the ecosystem being constructed, whereby the assets and the various players come together, and again, driven by applications. And as you would note, Chairman mentioned earlier that as we increase the penetration of variability, the applications will take on that role of being autonomous. Again, the emphasis here is on driving and managing demand, and again, bringing forward the savings and the reduction in terms of wastage, and how best can we improve the efficiencies going forward. So again, in terms of bringing this all together, uncertainties will become the complexity to be managed. And uncertainties is going to become the chaos, the organized chaos in terms of the market going forward. For that to be managed, again, all would have to come together. And again, the trading house would have to be prepared accordingly to manage the dynamics going forward. In terms of the challenge, with the electricity being the carrier of energy, the challenge is going to be in terms of balancing, bringing it all together such that reliability will be assured both to supplier and to receiver. And this is where the emphasis is going to be in terms of how the market is constructed and managed between the various participants. And again, a starting point would be to have dominant bilateral contracts between sellers and suppliers and buyers, and then managed with variability being on the power exchange. A lot of this is happening currently in some of the mature markets that are in transition, For example, State Grid of China is in transition towards deepening their renewable energy penetration. But again, they've got very dominant bilateral contracts going between provider of electricity and consumer of electricity. Chair, in terms of the thoughts and the initial concept, let me stop there and stop with those references. Thank you, and my apologies for the slide hiccup in the beginning. Thank you.
Prof. Naidoo, thank you so much. Really appreciated. And just in case, I realized I forgot to introduce Prof. Naidoo. So Pat has a long career starting as an engineering training in Eskom back in the old days. I think that was probably a long, long time ago if we look at each other. And he is a member of the IEEE. Just a reminder, he left Eskom as an executive director. So really extensive experience. What we would want you to take away from this is to remember this idea of market constructs.